So yesterday I was talking about marketing in a Facebook group and portraying myself as the expert where I've got this podcast. I've got nearly 1,000 episodes. I'd love to share what I know about that and crickets. So I thought I would change my approach, go into a couple of Facebook groups, and instead of portraying myself as the expert, I would instead go in as a fellow member and say, hey, I've got this new thing I'm working on, which is 10X Engine, based around content marketing, content repurposing, content distribution, how you can take a video, turn it into a podcast, an infographic, an article, an email, a blog post, a quote image for. So anyway, I've got this new project, 10X Engine, and I have this existing project, LSAT Unplugged. LSAT Unplugged has been around for quite a while. I've been in that LSAT market since 2005. 10X Engine, totally new. I'm starting from zero. So I was thinking to myself, what if I just go in there and say, hey, I'm trying to figure out how do I get this new thing, 10X Engine, off the ground? It's been so long since I started in a new niche. I mean, I've been doing LSAT since 2005 that I was thinking to myself, hey, I've forgotten how hard it can be to get started. Is anyone else in a similar position where they're starting out too? I got a lot more responses. So that was fantastic. I found that changing my approach, trying that new way of going about it, like displaying some vulnerability and saying, hey, I'm in a similar position to some other people here. I'd love to connect with like minded folks. I got a ton of responses. I DM'd a couple of people who commented and responded to me. I'm trying to set up conversations with them, and we'll meet over Zoom. I'll record the conversation, and that can become new content. Those video conversations I have with these other people in the same position can become videos, podcasts. I can transcribe them, turn them into emails, articles, blog posts, and so on. So I'm thinking I might try that approach for a little while and see if it helps me out getting more content, connecting with more people, and in these conversations with new people who are starting their projects, I can offer insights, guidance, and coaching because while I'm in a similar position to them with 10X Engine, I also have all the knowledge and experience from LSAT Unplugged, where I've been in that market for quite a while. I have had successes there. And so I know quite a bit about how to do what I'm trying to do now. The difference is, of course, in part, the internet has changed a lot. I started my LSAT website back in 2008 and now we're in 2021. Social media was barely a thing back then. Now it's dominating the internet in a lot of ways. Video was barely a thing back then. Now I'd say video is king. So I'm trying to think, how can I help other people going through this journey? And how can my own journey right now, the struggles I'm facing right now around getting my message out into the world, how can that inform what I might create for others? Because there's going to be a 10X Engine course, there's going to be a 10X Engine community, there's going to be a bunch of people I can guide through this process, figuring it out myself now in real time because new things are coming along all the time. There's TikTok, there's Clubhouse, there's Twitter Spaces, there's Instagram Reels, stuff that I've done a little bit with, but I haven't even fully explored. And while I could keep tweaking what I'm doing in the LSAT world, I've decided I've got plenty going on there already. Let me innovate with 10X Engine instead, build that to be even bigger than LSAT Unplugged has ever been, then take the insights I'm getting from 10X Engine and applying them back into LSAT Unplugged to help grow that at the same time. A couple other things I've been working on. I have a very good friend, Niyama. You'll meet him at some point on the channel. And I've been recording my conversations with him since March for the past 2 months or so. We've been meeting regularly for years, but it was only in March we realized, hey, we've got a lot of valuable content in the conversations we're having privately. What if we just recorded those? And then we could pull out nuggets here and there as clips for our channels. He's got his own project too. So I'm starting to go through some of those conversations and say, hey, what here would be useful to others on their journeys? Let me clip that out of the conversation and I'll put that out. So some of those clips are 30 seconds. Some of them are 5 minutes long. Some could be 10 minutes long, all different topics, but a lot relating, of course, to content marketing, social media marketing, building a membership, building a community. And so you'll be seeing more there. Also, our conversations sometimes run for 2+ hours. And so we're not going to release the entire thing. So some of it's just private and proprietary and some of it's personal in nature too. But there are a lot of good parts I'm going to be releasing there also. And so I thought, hey, my conversations with him are fantastic. What if I record all my conversations with everybody? So I started recording a lot of my conversations with members of my team, members of my operations team, members of my instructional team. And so I'm looking at those not simply for the LSAT information in those conversations, but the business elements as well, the operational elements as well, and the mindset elements around the content marketing side of things, the community building side of things, because so much of that, well, it might not be of interest to those who are going through their LSAT test preparation journeys and applying to law school. A lot of it would be of interest to other people building communities and building memberships as well. And so that's part of what I there are hundreds of hours of content like that I've got in my Zoom, in my Dropbox. And so it's going to take some time to have members of my team run through those conversations and pull out the elements that I think will be most suitable for public release on the YouTube channel, for 10X Engine, on the podcast, on the social media channels as well. And so that's one project we've got going on behind the scenes as well. I'm also transcribing all of those conversations. I'm not having any person do it. I'm having an auto-generated transcription created, machine generated. So it's not perfect, but someone can go through and edit that. And the edited transcriptions of these conversations can become articles for the 10X Engine website. They might become books for 10X Engine to be released on Amazon in print. They could become quote images for Twitter and Instagram and other social media platforms as well. If there are elements suitable for an infographic, I might do something there also. I've done all of that with LSAT Unplugged already, but I've got so much content there already that I'm having members of my team switch gears to focus on creating more for 10X Engine also. And then they'll go back to LSAT Unplugged and apply the insights, or maybe I'll just hire more people to do both for LSAT Unplugged and 10X Engine to help keep growing both. And I'm also going to be looking for new mediums to explore. I'm thinking about how can I take the quote images, for example, that go on those square for Instagram, horizontal for Twitter and LinkedIn. How can I take that content and have it turned into physical products, the print on demand, like Cafe Press, for example? So you could have a quote on a mug, a quote on a t-shirt, a quote on a baseball cap, a full-size poster. I mean, who knows what you could do? And so those are things I'm going to start exploring as well for 10X Engine, then apply it back to LSAT Unplugged also. And so that's kind of where I'm at right now on day 2. I've got a ton more coming your way. I'm going to start doing these live streams more frequently. And if you have any questions, reach out. I'd love to connect with anyone out there watching this. I'm starting to build the 10X Engine community. I'd love to meet each and every one of you for as long as I can. So reach out with anything, any ideas, anything you want to see from me coming out going forward. I'm happy to do what I can to accommodate those requests and help to build this up. So any questions, reach out, and bye all.